guys, welcome. Karibuni tena kwa On Fire. I hope you guys have been well. So today tunaendelea na Alfie. Karibu Alfie.
Kama kawa, asante.
Yes. Tunaendelea na our show today about, what are we talking about?
Tulikuwa tukiongea story ya mom. So now I think we are now talking about the elephant in the room.
Yes.
Multiple myeloma.
The elephant.
Hii ilikuwa kitu multiple myeloma. Tulisema ilikuwa inaitwa nini?
Hiyo. Tuambie. I don't want to chew my tongue. Yes. Karibu.
Thank you.
You've been well?
Yes, can't complain.
Good. Sasa tueleze, what is this elephant in the room we are having today?
Well, now this elephant. Multiple myeloma. Actually,
you have to say it slowly.
Yes, otherwise ulimitana na mdomo, lakini sawa, it is all right.
Zitabishiana hodi.
Yes. So multiple myeloma, basically, now what we came to realize now is actually a cancer.
So that is what mom had.
Yes.
That is what they discovered.
That's what they discovered.
Yes.
And now the issue was actually it's a rare blood cancer.
Oh, so it's a blood cancer.
It's a blood cancer, but no, like now when people talk about cancer, we all know leukemia.
Yes.
So when you talk about cancer, actually even when we were discussing about it initially with even other people, everybody was like, is it leukemia? So by the time you're telling them multiple myeloma, so the next question is, multiple myeloma ni nini? Which actually I can tell even to date. There are people who tell them, mom had multiple myeloma, so they'll always go blank. What is it? So, well, unajua ukiwa na mgonjwa, you also become a doctor.
Yes.
So I also had to become a doctor, a mini doctor. Yeah, so I had to go and also try and find out what this multiple myeloma was. So that's when I discovered it's a rare blood cancer, basically affecting one in about 90,000 people. So now that basically even tells, even detecting it is a bit of an issue.
It's an issue.
It's an issue, yeah.
Because people don't, the specialists or the doctors, they haven't had it.
Yeah, occurring so frequently.
Such that they can be able to detect it earlier.
Yes. And then now you see for this particular cancer, it actually affects the plasma cells. So the plasma cells actually are components of the white blood cells. So and basically plasma cells, what they do is like they are, how do I call them? The guards of the body, because they're the ones that find infections in our body and fight them. So now what has happened in this case is that these plasma cells, I would say they have mutated, and now they form what we now call the multiple myeloma cells. And don't forget, blood is formed in a bone marrow. That's where the source of the is. So what happens is that these multiple myeloma cells, all these plasma cells that have changed to multiple myeloma cells, they form in the bone marrow also. So when they form in the marrow, now instead of producing the antibodies to fight infections, now they form a certain, they start making a certain kind of a protein. So now this protein actually is now what is generated. So instead of you making blood, unaanza form protein from your marrows.
So you're saying the blood is formed in a biology.
Tumerudi biology.
So our blood is formed for a layman who doesn't understand all these things.
Yes.
So the blood is formed in
the bone marrow.
In the bone marrow.
Bone marrow, yes.
And the blood, ikona red blood cells, ikona white blood cells.
Yes. Na sasa the white blood cells, the sasa zina change. The plasma cells, not the plasma component of it. It changes. Yes, it changes to become the multiple myeloma cell. So now instead of forming blood as it's supposed to, it forms proteins. So you find this particular person will have a lot of proteins in the body, which is dangerous for the body. So you'll have a lot of proteins, and then the blood level will also go down. You're no longer making blood. You're now making other things. And remember, like even when we were talking about mom, every time she went to hospital, she had to be done transfusions. So remember, we were talking about the low blood count all the time.
Yes.
So now this was the reason.
And and wondering what was eating.
Yes, because remember we kept on saying we could not tell. Yes, she had nosebleeds, but the amount of blood she was losing compared to what we were giving her was not balancing. So apparently it was the body, the marrows. Actually, it was not generating blood anymore. So now we were making proteins. And then now you see for the multiple myeloma, now what happens after this? Once it becomes, because they how do I say, they reproduce rapidly or in an abnormal rate. So they crowd the marrow. So what happens is that now they come out of the bone marrow into the bloodstream. Now the moment they come into the bloodstream, now they spread out to the entire body. Yes. So then now this is when you now get this patient will have issues with the kidney, will have issues with the liver, the lungs, you know, all that. You basically have problems throughout your entire body. And then again, because you're no longer forming, the plasma cells are no longer fighting the germs or the infections in your body, your immunity goes down. So you actually become weak. So basically any infection can hit you. And you see, like now, remember mom, we said she had an issue, she had H. pylori at one point. So we were treating the H. pylori. She had issues with the back, you know. So basically she's having all these issues. She would get colds and all that. But you see, when you're looking at it as a lay person, you don't detect, you don't tell it's cancer at that particular moment. You can't tell. Because these symptoms are common. I'll call them common. Because like you see a nosebleed, like now you see for the nosebleed you were given the liquid paraffin. It stopped.
And you are told that the
veins,
blood vessels are thinning.
So you see, that is it. So that's what you handle. And then when she had issues with the back, we were told do the physiotherapy. You do the physio, she's got to be okay. You see, she has H. pylori, treat the H. pylori. You see, so basically your body becomes weak.
Becomes like a lab. Everything here.
No, everything, everything, exactly. Everything goes through. So it becomes it's a kind of a tricky. I would say it's a tricky disease to handle, because you cannot say that the symptoms outright point to what you're having. That's where the challenge comes in, actually.
So what are the causes? What can you say they are the causes that are causing this?
Well, now that's interesting, because
you know, if we know the causes, we can somehow try to avoid these things.
Now the interesting bit, even after doing my own research, actually I came to realize you cannot say there's a known cause of the disease. But one thing I picked up is that extreme stress could be a factor. Extreme. We're not talking about stress, but extreme stress. Then you also have, of course, nutrition. Nutrition also
poor
plays
nutrition.
Poor nutrition plays a role. And then for us, I would say the African families. I would say for those people who were born in the rural areas. Remember, these guys used to do a lot of heavy work. Remember, you used to do, like, you'd go to the river, carry water, beba maji kwa mgongo, you know, that kata kuni, beba kwa mgongo. So it also weakens your bones also. A long-term effect, actually, I'd say the long-term effect would also play a part in this. But what what I picked up was stress, extreme stress.
Extreme stress
is a component.
So stress, and your stress nowadays, mental health is something.
Is something? You need to find a way. Find a way of handling it. Actually,
find a way of relieving stress.
Yes.
If you're a person who will just walk get out of that environment that's giving you stress at that moment. Just take a walk.
Exactly.
Take a breathe.
Because now you see, for us, we were trying to really look. You remember I had said mom never got sick. Generally, in her entire life. In her entire life, she was not sickly. She was not sickly. So you see, this particular disease coming on board actually brought a lot of confusion. Because now you see, for her, like even when we were taking her to hospital for the nosebleeds, she didn't have an issue with the back. Actually, the back didn't come up the first time she was admitted. But after she was discharged, after a few days, I think a week or so, she started complaining about the back. So now we were like, okay, what's wrong with the back now? Because here we are trying to sort out the nosebleed, and then now she has an issue with the back.
She has an issue with the back. The back pain is coming out and very strongly.
So when we went to the hospital, okay, for her to be done the scan, and that's when they discovered the growth on the vertebrates, and then we were told she has to do the physio. Basically, the physio was to burn out whatever the cartilage that was growing. You see, and now when you look at multiple myeloma, actually, one of the symptoms is back pain.
Yes.
Because the spinal cord is being compressed.
Yes.
So you actually develop back pains.
And also it's overworking itself because it's producing something different rapidly and different that is not supposed to.
Yes. And then at this particular time also, when you have the multiple myeloma, also something else that also comes up is that your bones start to dissolve in the body. So now you start producing calcium
in your body.
in your body.
Of it being produced at the right part.
Yeah, so now you're now having calcium in your body also. So which of course is also poisonous. So at the end of the day, so these are now symptoms that come up. So like now for her, okay, at some point we noticed she had fatigue. Sometimes she'd have nausea. So you'll be like, okay, what's really going on? Then eventually I think by the time we were getting to the extreme end, she had confusion, mental confusion. So 1 minute she would recognize you, call you by name. The next minute she would look at you and call you somebody else's name.
Does it mean is the stress factor or
No, these are a symptom of the disease now itself.
Oh.
Because don't forget, now your immunity has gone down, you're no longer producing enough blood, so your system is basically like it's shutting down. So it's already it's basically like it's even gone to your brain. Yeah. So that's why you have this mental fogginess.
Now your whole body starts
It's shutting. It's
on a backward.
Yes.
It's not progressing over.
No, it's backward. Yeah. And then you see for multiple myeloma, unlike the other cancers, like I would say, like the cervix, breast cancer, prostate.
Yes.
You see, they all have 4 stages. Stage 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's a progression.
Okay.
But for multiple myeloma, stage 1 and 2, they're very passive. They're dormant.
They're dormant.
You don't notice.
Now this is where the symptoms come in.
Yes, and you don't, because you see, you'll have headaches, you'll have fatigue, you'll have dehydration. But you see, you're handling that particular issue. You're not looking at the bigger picture. You see. So by the time it gets to stage 3, which in multiple myeloma is the last stage, now this is where all the symptoms come out. Boom.
All of them
All of them are the same time. You have your back pains, you have your nausea, you have dehydration, you have fatigue, you have, so everything is out there. You see, and I would say I think the worst part of multiple myeloma is that it does not have a cure. So the only thing you can do is you have treatments that can, I would say, make your life easier. And prolong and give you a few more days, at least to move along. But at the end of the day, you're going to die.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a fact.
If it reaches to that point where everything comes, all of it together, that's stage 3.
Yes.
It just spells out something else.
Yes, so basically you're at the end of the journey. Your journey has basically come to an end.
So so what we are saying is, if we have, we get to know how to manage our stress.
Basically the biggest challenge here is stress. How do you handle your stress?
How to handle stress.
How do you handle your stress?
Yes.
How do you eat your nutrition? Nutrition plays a key part. And then also, I don't know how we do this, but we don't overwork when you are young. Yeah, you see, this number to get balance.
Don't be a jack of all trades.
Because now you see, like I remember when we took her to hospital, the guy who actually picked up the issue with the back, the first thing he actually said was like, mom, wewe ulifanya kazi sana ukiwa msichana mdogo. So I was like, like, yeah, for those people who make kitambo, we used to do a lot of heavy work.
Yes.
Like you said, go collect firewood, maji kwa mto, cut grass for the cows, all that. So at the end of the day, they also play a part in this particular disease.
Yes.
So okay, it might not be multiple myeloma per se, but it will give you an issue with your back.
It will give you an issue, a problem.
Yes, with your back.
And mostly, even if it gives you an issue with the back, you will not know.
No, you won't notice. And that's why I remember you kept on saying previously, when you have pains, stop doing over-the-counter medication.
Yes, you will not. You will just think, name overwork, let me go get this painkiller.
It solves your problem. You see. So at the end of the day, those over-the-counter actually, like now for this case, if Mom had gone for, I would say, if she had gone for a full medical checkup, I think we would have been able to pick this earlier on.
Earlier on, when this pain started coming.
Yes, kidogo. Yes, we would have been able to pick it up. Because now you see, by the time we are trying to figure out why she's losing blood, it was not making sense.
It's not making sense. It was not making sense.
Yeah, because you're like, okay, as much as she's nose bleeding, but the amount of blood she's added, it's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot because she was doing 3 pints.
4 pints.
Yeah, by the time we were at Kenyan University teaching and referral, I think they gave her, the last time they gave her, I think 4 pints of blood.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's an indicator
something was completely off. Yeah.
Yes.
So for multiple myeloma, it's a bit of a tricky disease. Basically, I'm even wondering how, because from what I picked actually, the local facilities unless you go to the referral hospitals, they will not be able to pick it up.
They will not be able. They might test you and not even know what this
Yes,
is.
because you see, like even prior to us going to Nairobi, they used to do the blood count test, which is important. They used to do the blood count test, but they were not able to pick that. I remember they did, I think it was done thrice. So, and every time we would get the result, we would be like, nini, what is it? Ati hapana, blood count inaonesha sawa. Proteins, they would do the proteins, they're like, okay, it's okay. So I think probably these guys, they had already detected something. But they were not sure, and then again they were not sure of also how to relay the message.
And they were not sure because maybe this is the first case.
Yeah, I think that one also, to some extent, I think played a part.
Yeah.
Because you see, by the time now we were doing the bone marrow, which was the final test, that is what gave us the final answer. Because actually it was there in the report, that was the bottom line. Multiple myeloma is what she has.
So say we should if we have these pains now coming going,
just go do a full medical
go do a full medical checkup.
Yes.
Get the right doctors.
Yes.
Do a full medical checkup.
Yes, and they give you the information.
And they give you, yes.
Because now you see, for
Let's
us
not
even
be ignorant.
Yes, because you see, even for us, I think that was also a challenge. Because every time you would want to get the information, you would not get everything.
Hey, niaje wase, maze, 1st June, Usawa Adventures, Lake Baringo Pop. Twende holiday maze, twende one day trip tujibambe, twende tuone maji pale, tuone hizo crocodiles, tuone hippo, twende kwa island pandili ingine, we see what Lake Baringo has to offer. 1st June, one day trip, Usawa Adventures, maze, come join me, twende. Peace.
You'll get partial results. You'll get partial results. This is what we found. So far here, you're okay. Go do these other tests. But you see, they're not telling you the test is for what exactly.
Because you're a layman, you don't understand these things. But if you had a medic walking with you, guiding you, he told you this, now go for that.
Yes.
Now,
actually, it would have been different.
Doctor this way.
Yes. Because you see, by the time now, as we came to realize she had multiple myeloma, by the time we were in Kenyatta University,
it was too late.
It was late, yes. But the doctors at least tried
to inform you.
Yes. And you see, remember I told you they did radiotherapy.
Yes.
Now, among the treatments that are actually offered for multiple myeloma, we have chemotherapy. Basically, for all cancers, we have chemo. And for multiple myeloma, you have two options. They can do intravenous, or they can give you a pill. But now you see, for chemo, it covers the entire body. Alternatively, they can do what they are calling targeted treatment.
Yes,
now like the radiotherapy. Now radiotherapy basically targets the bone marrow specifically.
Yes, and those plasma cells.
And the plasma cells, yeah. And you see about, I think I would say the beauty about radiotherapy, like from now what I observed with my mom, is that the back pains stopped.
Oh,
so actually one of the treatments,
yes,
one of the treatments of multiple myeloma is radiotherapy. So it targets the cells, the plasma cells, the multiple myeloma cells, and tries to kill them. So actually it stops their production. And then at the same time, it also like heals the bones. So actually where the breakages are, it's like it fixes. Because I remember by the time mom was actually passing, she did not have any pains in the back. Actually, we could lift her, because initially lifting her was a problem. She would be like, no, don't lift me of the pain, you know. But now you could lift her, and comfortably she would tell you, do you have any pains? No, I don't have any pains. So at least radiotherapy at least kind of helps, I would say. And then if the disease is actually detected early, you can even have, they call it a bone marrow stem transplant.
Okay.
But that one is if it is picked up early.
Early.
Yes. And you see even before
try and repair.
Yes. And you see, but you see the thing with the stem transplant, before they do it, they first of all have to destroy the bone marrow that is sick. So you have to undergo chemo, you have to undergo radiotherapy. Then now they do
to kill
because you see, even if they do the stem transplant and you still have the unhealthy marrow, again you still produce the proteins.
It will attack this new stem
yes, exactly. So it's a kind of a funny disease, I would say.
It's like a journey of trying to reduce its spread.
Its spread, yes.
And prolong your life.
Exactly, yes. Yeah. But at the end of the day, you're going to die.
It's not like other
cancers whereby you have a possibility, you can say you have a 70 chance of survival. For multiple myeloma, it has no cure. So the only thing they can actually do is just prolong your days.
Prolong your days.
Yes. But you see, but the moment you get to stage 3, don't forget, like you said, in stage 3 it has spread everywhere. Your entire body is basically covered with these multiple myeloma cells. So they've damaged everything internally. So basically it's now just a matter of time.
So with how the cancer is spreading nowadays very fast, and people live outside here ignorant of taking care of their health. So you're saying that nutrition
plays a part.
Let's watch what we eat.
What we're eating.
Let's drink enough water. Let's do our exercise.
Exercises, exactly. You do
Let's
exercise.
take care of this body because we don't have another
body. Yes.
We don't have another spare life there. At this one we are practicing.
We're practicing. Then
we are practicing to live. Then we shall live there. Yes.
This is it. This is it.
Yes.
And so and that's why we say now, having had a cancer patient or having handled a cancer patient, I would say it's a really tough journey.
It has opened your eyes.
Yes, it's really a tough journey because now you see, I don't know. I guess maybe if I had been told it was another type of cancer, maybe one that I'm familiar with, maybe the shock would have been a little bit less, I think. But now here, I had a situation, I was handling a disease that is basically unknown. It's basically...
It has been unknown since which month? May?
Since May, actually since May. And
October when you're coming to know?
To know exactly. Then the remaining with 1.5 months, then she passed on.
Yeah.
She passed on.
Yeah, we need...
Yeah, so we need to have a little bit more knowledge, I would say. Cancer awareness, I would call that. And I don't know, maybe more information.
We need to, and we should not be ignorant such that you're going to the hospital, tests are done, you don't know which test.
Yeah, you don't know exactly what the results are about.
It.
Yeah.
You don't ask questions.
Yeah, and even like we were saying, even the medics, I think they need to find a way of relaying the information.
Yes.
Because look at HIV. Before you do an HIV test in a serious hospital, the first thing they do is they counsel you.
They talk to you.
Exactly.
They want to know, why do you want to do
the test? What if the results are positive? What if the results are negative?
What will you do? How will you handle the stress?
Exactly.
How are you going to live? What have you thought about it?
Exactly.
Yes.
Then after you've done the test, again they come and talk to you before they give you the results.
Yeah. Even if it's negative,
they still talk to you. But now when you look at cancer, it's a bit different.
It's different.
They are not able to relay. It takes them time, I don't know, to give you the full information. Because I remember even for me, by the time she was being admitted at Kenyatta University, teaching and referral, I remember the doctor asked me, do you know what she's suffering from? Yes, okay, I have read the lab report. It's saying she has multiple myeloma. But what is it?
You don't understand.
Exactly.
We usually don't understand these terms they use in the reports.
So actually now I'm forced to, can you explain to me?
Yes.
Then it's like it's cancer, okay, it's a disease of the blood, but he's not mentioning the word cancer. But now you see for me, because I know we are already on the oncology ward, that already has told me it's a cancer.
It's a cancer you're dealing with.
Yes. So now I'm forced to go and do my own research and find out the type of cancer that you are dealing with. And then by the time I'm getting to be told even the stage she is at, I think I had walked into that office a couple of times. So every time I meet the doctor, at what stage are we at? No, we are still trying, we're still trying to treat her.
They didn't give you the information.
So the information, by the time I was getting,
so that you make the right decisions, you know how to handle yourself, the stress of it.
Yes, so by the time I'm getting to know it's already stage 3 and there's no stage 4, we were already on the pedestal of 50-50. So basically there was no turning around. This was it. This is where we were.
This is the time you're knowing, and
yes.
the health of your mom has degenerated
kabisa. There's nothing you can do about it.
You don't have more time.
No.
I wish we could go back home.
Yes, and
say her goodbyes to people, then bring her here.
Yes, but now you see this one, there was nothing we could do. So by the time you learn about it, we are at the end of the journey.
So by the time you're learning about this, how easy or how difficult was it for you even to relay information to other people?
No, actually...
or even you didn't? Yeah.
No, I think for me, okay, relaying the information was not really a challenge. The challenge was explaining what the disease was. Because you see, like right now, you're even asking me what is multiple myeloma. I'm telling you it's cancer of the blood, rare cancer of the blood. And you're trying even to explain it. I'm like, I have. I'm not getting it. Yes. So that's what I'm saying. The easiest way will just tell somebody it's a rare cancer of the blood. It attacks the white blood cells, the plasma part of it. That's it. So instead of the plasma cells making the antibodies, they make proteins. So your body just gets filled with proteins.
With some, okay.
That's it. That's it. And the only way to counter this now is if you do chemo, you do targeted the treatment, you do radiotherapy, you know, and then eventually if you can't be able to do it, you can do the stem transplant. Those are the only, but you see, like again we said, they are not cures. These are treatments to prolong your life. But at the end of the day,
I have seen with other types of cancer where somebody is given 20 more years to live, 17 more years to live, and they live, and then when it comes back, that's when they know, now
this is it. Yeah, from the research that I did, I think multiple myeloma gives you between 5 to 10 years once it's been picked up. But you see, this is before it gets to stage 3. Early. Yes, because you see, in fact, when you look at it, from the research that I picked, they are saying stage 1 and 2, if you do the treatment right, it actually, even the symptoms disappear completely. So they disappear and that's it. So you actually stay quite healthy for quite a number of years, you see. Then by the time they're coming back, by the time it's getting to stage 3, you've stayed for almost 10 years. Yes.
And you've even been able to know how to deal with yourself.
To deal with, exactly.
The do's and the don'ts.
Exactly. Yeah. But now you see, if you don't notice, if you don't handle the symptoms early, so by the time it gets to stage 3, there's literally little you can do. And now I even got to understood why when we went to Kenyan National Hospital, they refused to admit her. Because already from the report, from the referral report they got, they could tell. She was already on, she's on stage 3. So instead of these guys incurring the extra cost and what, let them take her home. And you see, from that point, when she went to Kenyatta University Teaching and Referral Hospital, she basically stayed for what, about a month and a half.
But I would think, as you were saying, the medics should get to know, to have a way of relaying the information. This hospital that told you they cannot admit her, they didn't sit with you guys down and tell you this is it?
No.
This is why we cannot admit her?
No. We just walked in, looked at the report. Huyu hatuwezi mchukua mpelekeni nyumbani.
You see now. And you're in a hopeless situation.
Yes.
Then after that, you're outside there not knowing what to do, where to go, who to turn to.
Exactly.
They leave you in a confused state.
We were left we were left hanging.
And you know, we run to these people so that they can give us hope.
Hope, yes.
They say,
this is it.
They treat and God heals.
Exactly.
So they are working together with God to make sure that you guys are okay. So we should get out to have a way of...
No, I think they should be able to have a way of being able to give out this information.
Yes.
And then, of course, like we said, create awareness.
Talk to us, tell us.
Yeah, because like I've said, people when you talk about cancer, they'll tell you about the breast cancer, they'll tell you about the cervix cancer, they'll tell you about prostate cancer, they'll tell you about leukemia. But now the other cancers, nobody knows about them. So I think it's important, at least when we discuss about cancer, let's have a general idea. We have these types of cancers, and these are the symptoms. So by the time even you get a patient with the same symptoms, you can actually pick and maybe detect and maybe say, these symptoms relate to, let's go to hospital and have. Then the other thing also, we should have full body checkups annually. Yes, we should, because I think if we had done that quite a long time, because from my mom's case, I think I was told she had it for what, 5 years. So imagine if she had been doing the annual checkups, it would have been picked a bit earlier.
It somewhere
along the way, it would have been picked up a little bit earlier.
Along the way,
But it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yes.
But thank you so much. At least you've given us and the viewers here a bit of information about what this is. You've enlightened us, Kidongo.
Yes. That was the elephant that was in the room.
That was the elephant. You've enlightened us, but for me, I'm enlightened. And for our viewers, please, let's go out there, do a full body
checkups. Yes,
annual full body checkups.
Yes.
To singoje when things are worse. That's why we are running. And also, let's talk. Let's share our issues out there. Let's not put let's not this adding fire to fire.
To fire, yes. And then
You
stop
have
doing the
issues,
whatever.
and then you're just there with your issues. And you're not talking.
You're not talking about them. Yes.
And then let's stop taking these over-the-counter medicines.
I think even the government is right in trying to enforce that, because actually now you see, if she had not been taking the painkillers as much, you know, she would have known at what point the pain was, and then gone to the hospital and having this pain. Then of course you do the test, you do the CT scan, you do the MRI, you know, at least you'll be able to do them in advance. So, but now you see, for us, we were doing them almost at the tail end of the whole situation. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
That was enlightening. Hey, the
Welcome.
elephant is truly an elephant.
It was an elephant.
It was an elephant.
It was an elephant.
So asanteni sana guys for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe. So
Subscribe.
and kwaheri.